Cool. So I'm going to talk about OpenClaw Agent Orchestrator. It's kind of like my prototype. So the goal is to have OpenClaw control multiple agents to do the coding. What? Oh, I can't hear you. Oh.
Go back one slide.
Sure. Yeah. OpenClaw Agent Orchestrator. So I personally found that OpenClaw isn't super great for coding by itself compared to Claude Code or Codex, because they're more like designed to do the coding. So what I do is I have OpenClaw manage Claude Code and Codex multiple agents. So you can kind of think about it like you describe an idea, and then OpenClaw has context and memory. So what that means is it has like a good memory of your projects, what you're doing, and I kind of try to think of it as a human replacement, actually. So it's supposed to replace me in the loop. So I'll give it a very brief task. It actually expands the task, makes it more descriptive. Then it sends it to the agent. And then if you're more of a developer, you'll be familiar with worktrees, so that the coding agents are working in isolated directories, so they're not clobbering each other. And then there's automatic code review, and then at the end, a human like me will look at it and go like, should I merge the code? But I've been experimenting with letting the AI like make that decision to merge the code. Now I'd say I agree with it like half the time. So it's getting pretty good. So I'll show a quick video and then a quick live demo. All right, so I think what's interesting when you move from Terminal to Slack is like things kind of just fire off really fast. So I'm basically reading this and then I'm like, okay, what should I do next? But I'm able to be very brief. Like I don't have to write really long instructions anymore, and it kind of just understands what I'm doing, because it doesn't send that sentence to the coding agent. It like gives it a longer task description, and and then you can see I'm like working through these threads. So instead of like being a coder now, it's like I'm someone like listening on Slack to see what's going on, and they give like kind of brief answers and stuff like that. And I'll show a bit of my screen right now. All right, hold on, wait. So this part is like your agents are kind of coming to life. So I've instructed them to talk on Slack and then report when they finish something. So for example, this agent is saying, okay, something's done. Then OpenClaw automatically reads it, so it kind of knows something's done, and like I don't have to tell it to go read it. And then I'm asking like, all right, does it look good? And then it's like, oh, there's a GitHub rate limit because I have too many agents, so GitHub's actually rate limiting me. And then I go, okay, redesign the system to reduce the calls, right? And I just say make a design doc. So you can kind of see it makes this very long design doc where a year ago I would have been the one writing this design doc. And then I give it to the agent and I manually break down the tasks and go like, okay, I'll spend like an hour getting this design doc. But right now with improved models, and I think OpenClaw is pretty good with its memory, it can make a pretty decent design doc. And you can see kind of how brief my questions are, where I'm just guiding it a bit. And then now I'm saying, all right, just do it, give me updates. So we'll see how far it goes. But I would say like with a large project, like maybe 10,000 lines of code, it may not like fully get it all, but like smaller changes or things like that, it's pretty consistent. And then you can kind of see it's making like a lot of PR. So for those who are less familiar, PR is like a code change where you're like, okay, I'm gonna do one task and we're gonna change one thing. So if you look at these first 3 PRs, before AI, that would have been my whole day, like 6 hours of work. But as you scroll down, you can kind of see like a lot of this was done like, in the last few hours. And then some of these PRs I let AI merge, some of them I looked at them, right? But you kind of see like 4 hours ago, there's a lot of PRs here, right? And even that was like 4 to 5 hours ago. So in that 1 hour time period before I came here, I don't know, that's like 30 PRs. And you can imagine each PR, three PRs per day, right? So that's like 10 days of work right there in an hour. So I think things have just been changing a lot, and they're going to continue to change. It's pretty impressive how much this technology has changed everything. Then a brief system design. So you saw me talking to it over Slack. You don't always have to use Slack. So sometimes if something is going wrong, since I'm a programmer engineer, I can also just go right into the code or Claude and direct it too, right? But I like to stay high level first and see like how far can it go without me needing to micromanage it. Next is what I call OpenClaw harness. So this is OpenClaw, but I've made a lot of modifications. I improved the memory, improved the context expansion. And one thing people will like if they use different agents besides Claude Code is I have a way to translate the Claude Code / commands into other agents. So like even though Codex can't use / commands, I just tried to simplify Claude Code / command, which I like a lot. Codex was able to interpret it with my translation and do it. Then there's an open source library, Agent Orchestrator. So this basically just manages the different CLIs for you. So Claude Code, Codex, all that stuff that you're familiar with. I have cursor in there too. Then the last step is the automatic code review, and I'm experimenting with automatic merge. And then beyond like the tool, I'm also using this to build a role-playing game. So this is a fully AI story. You can say whatever you want. So you can pick one of those default choices, or you can just type a custom action. So like if you want to say I want to run away or something, it'll actually happen and the story will adapt for you. And then one highlight is like I actually have dice rolls. So everyone may not know D&D, but you're probably all familiar with playing a story with AI. It always lets you win too much. Like you're just, invincible, right? So this is going to roll a dice with D&D rules, so you just can't win all the time, right? And it actually makes the story more compelling because something will go wrong, and I'll even get mad. I'm like, oh my God, why did that fail? That was such a good idea. Cool. So I'm going to open source soon. It's a little messy right now. GitHub is rate limiting me. Basically, I make more than 5,000 GitHub calls, or 10,000, more than 10,000 every hour, so it's rate limiting me.
Wow.
Yeah, I finally hit the rate limit. I've never hit it before. But once I kind of get it more stable, open source it, everyone's free to clone it, fork it, do whatever you want. Follow me on LinkedIn. I do a lot of posts, AI posts, stuff like that. You can see I didn't make a real domain for my RPG yet, still a prototype, but eventually I'll make a real domain and launch. But if you try it out, let me know. And then the last one is a multi-AI research website I made mostly for myself, but people are free to try it out. So I found I was copying and pasting the answer from different AIs like Grok, Gemini, ChatGPT. I was like asking them all the same question, then I copy and paste and put it into one to get a final answer. So I just made a tool to do that instead of manually doing it. But I use that tool every day as well. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, go ahead, add me on LinkedIn.